Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Wilhelm Screamin'. Welcome back to another day in Destiny 2 for some more Destiny 2 news and Lightfall Season of the Wish intel. And today, once again, is Friday, so we have our Friday weekly update. XUR has returned. No Trials of Osiris, unfortunately, this week because we have Iron Banner. Today, XUR can be found over in the Winding Cove, in the EDZ, up on the cliff. If you don't know where that is. And today, XUR is selling. We have the Monte Carlo auto rifle. Weapon damage reduces melee ability cooldowns. There is some really good builds that you could do with this particular auto rifle, and it does play into the champions meta at the moment. So if you don't have it, I would consider picking it up. Speaking more specifically to Titans, I believe, or Hunters. I actually think they both have a really good build for that particular exotic. We have the Sealed Ahamkara Grasps for the Hunter class with a 64 roll, not a terrible stat distribution. Melee damage, reloads weapons, and boosts movement speed and jump height. We have the Ursa Furiosa for the Titan class with a 66 roll. Decent stat distribution, a little bit's lost in mobility, but block damage with Sentinel Shield for more super energy. This used to be a go-to for certain GMs back in the day, though I don't think it really plays as much into the current meta for PvE for Titans, as I think most people are just running Strand at the moment. And then we have the Orphidian Aspect, which is actually my go-to exotic for PvP on a Warlock. This one comes with a 67 roll. Definitely pick this up. 29 resilience, you can't go wrong. I think these are actually better than the ones that I currently have, so I'm going to be replacing mine with these. Improved weapons, ready speed, reload, and melee range. Absolutely the best PvP exotic that you can have for a Warlock, or at least if you favor the things that I like in PvP, which is readiness speed, weapon speed, and of course melee speed. On to legendary weapons, we have a Peace of Mind with Compulsive Reloader, Moving Target, and Land Tank. This is a deep sight activation weapon. We have a Callous Mini Tool with Air Assault, Feeding Frenzy, and 2 Excess. Another deep sight activation weapon. Definitely pick these up. This is awesome if you're a free-to-play player. This is the only way you can actually acquire this particular weapon, as it's not available any way other than from XUR. If you pick up 5 of these, you will be able to activate Deep Sight Activation, and it's just a great weapon to craft. It's still one of the best submachine guns in the game. You can get Incandescent on it. Definitely pick this up. It's worth it when it comes around. It doesn't come around that often. We have a Disparity with Moving Target, Desperado, and Ambush. This is actually a fairly decent PvP roll. Another Deep Sight Activation weapon, which is awesome. We have 3 for 3 Deep Sight Activations. This also plays into the Champions meta at the moment. Can't go wrong with a Stasis Pulse Rifle. We have a Truth Teller with Disorienting Grenades, Feeding Frenzy, and Demolitionist. I would actually consider picking this up, as Disorienting Grenades are a great one to have, as it does help with the champion meta for GMs at the moment. This one isn't a bad one. I would maybe prefer something like an auto-loading holster or something like that, but if you don't have anything with Disorienting Grenades, it's worth a buy. We have the Sojourner's Tail, probably said that incorrectly, with Quick Draw and Adrenaline Junkie. We have a Blast Batu with Threat Detector and Chain Reaction, and we have a Tarantula with Firmly Planted and Kill Clip. Legendary armor, nothing to stand out about. Not really a big fan of this particular set of armor. And the rolls are not the lowest you'll see. They're not the broken rolls like we get once in a while, but certainly on the lower end of the spectrum, as far as usually you can see some of these, or occasionally you'll see something with a 65 roll. This is kind of across the board on all 3 classes. Nobody got anything really good this week. Over on the second page, we have a Hawkmoon with Snapshot. Hey, this is actually a very good PvP roll on the Hawkmoon, although the Hawkmoon really doesn't have any particularly bad PvP rolls, but this one with Combat Grip, Snapshot Sight. I would consider picking this up if you don't have a good one and you want to test it out in Iron Banner, which is here this week. Remember, you can also pick up your Exotic Cipher, and if you're somebody who is still trying to level up your second and third characters, maybe you only play on one character primarily, and you just don't have the time necessarily to level up a second or third character, but you'd like to maybe play them if you had the chance. Remember that XUR is the only place where you can actually buy power. And what I mean by that is it's the only place where you can actually buy an exotic for another class, and that particular exotic will be at your highest character's power cap, or at least what is available from XUR, which is 1800, which is the highest you can get. But if you have a character that you haven't played at all, or one that's below 1800, you can buy an exotic, transfer it over to that character, and give you a big power bump, as power in Destiny is based on averages. So if you have an 1800 and everything else is a 1650, for example, the average power of that character will be somewhere in between. So this is how you, it's called mid-max up to at least 1800. Unfortunately, you can't go higher than that. It would be great if you could go up to 1810, but 1800's best we can do. However, still not bad, and I do encourage people, always play on more than one character if you can. And that's going to be it for XUR today. Callus Mini Tool, definite pickup. Disparity, if you're looking for a good PvP roll. And this, if you're looking for a decent grenade launcher, get the Truth Teller for endgame PvE activities like GMs. Gonna head over to the tower really quick. I got my buddy Sinister, I think, hanging out with me today. I don't know where he ran off to. I know he's somewhere, but... oh, there he is. What's up, Sin? Check out a few things at Iron Banner and Banshee 44. But before we do that, while we're making our way over to the tower, give a brief recap of a few things you might want to take advantage of today, as well as over the course of the weekend, if you haven't had a chance to play very much this week. Also wanted to say that if you were looking for my video on how to get solo Spoils of Conquest and solo raid loot without actually having to raid, and you've been waiting on that video, I know a lot of people were waited with bated breath that I would finally post it. I did post it last night, sort of in impromptu time, I guess. I really hadn't had a chance to work on it as much as I had hoped over the past week, but finally did post it last night. So if you haven't had a chance to watch, it will be linked top right corner, but it's also just the last video posted on my channel from about 12 hours ago. If you're looking for solo raid loot, that's from every single raid. I think I didn't cover Deepstone Crypt. That's the only one, but there wasn't really anything particular about that one raid that really required anything special to know. You just have to kind of go through the first area as normal. But everything else, we got Crota's End. So if you are a solo player and you haven't been able to get any loot from Crota's End yet, I have a way for you to get that first secret chest as a solo player, as well as all the other raids. Last Wish, Garden of Salvation, Vault of Glass, Vow of the Disciple, Root of Nightmares. I'm actually surprised I remembered the name of all the raids. Over at Lord Saladin, might want to consider playing some Iron Banner this weekend, as there's some decent stuff. I would definitely pick up a Lethal Abundance if you don't have one. This is one of the few auto rifles, which again play into the Champions meta at the moment, that can roll with both the Slice as well as Hatchling's perk. And those are two of the best perks that you can get on any Strand build, or at least for the weapon on any Strand build. Point of the Stag is also not terrible. Remember, if you're trying to get more Iron Ingrams in order to focus any of said weapons, there's some great ones in Legacy gear as well. And I did cover this earlier in the week, but Dark Decider, we got Hero's Burden, we got Peace Bond, we got the Forger's Pledge. These are all great PvE PvE as well as PvP weapons, but they can all roll with some really great PvE perks. We got Volt Shot on the Dark Decider. We got Incandescent on the Forger's Pledge. We have Headstone on the Peace Bond. We have Destabilizing Rounds on the Hero's Burden. These are all amazing PvE perks. And then, of course, over on the new weapons page, you can focus the Lethal Abundance. But remember that if you're trying to get more Iron Ingrams, this also, I believe, this Pressurized Precision can have infinite ammo or some crazy thing like that. To focus more of these, you need more Iron Ingrams. You want to max rank as quickly as you can through Lord Saladin so that you're getting more Iron Ingrams as fast as possible. Remember that Iron Ornaments, Iron Banner Ornaments also count as Iron Banner gear. Iron Banner weapons also count as Iron Banner gear, so you can max out your rank for Iron Banner as quickly as possible. If you want more detail on that, as well as just more of a breakdown on Iron Banner, I did post a video specifically on Iron Banner at the beginning of the week, so I'll have that linked somewhere in the top right corner or at the end of this video. You can take a look if you want a full breakdown on how to use ornaments properly in Iron Banner. Over at Banshee 44, and remember this loot will be rotating 7 hours after the daily reset timer. Nothing too stand out. Got a Dire Promise with auto-loading holster and rangefinder. Might be decent in PvP. We got a Cold Denial. Bump in the Night. Fusion Rifle is pretty good. Subsistence and Golden Tricorn. I'm not going to try to say the name here because I know I would mess it up, but the FR6 Fusion Rifle, Stasis Fusion Rifle. I actually really like this for PvP, or excuse me, for PvE, so maybe check that out. This bow, you could probably skip it. Today's Legendary Lost Sector is over on Europa. We got the Concealed Void. It's awarding exotic leg armor. So if you're looking for a pair of Swarmers, or maybe the Star Eater Scale, if you're running a Hunter class, now's the day to go and farm those out. And remember, if you have a full inventory of Ingrams on your person, all exotics that you would acquire from a Legendary Lost Sector will instead be sent to your Postmaster as an exotic Ingram. And then you can just take those out of your Postmaster on any given day when the exotic loot is a piece of armor that you're looking for. So I could farm today, wait for tomorrow when it's going to be, you know, gauntlets or gloves or however you like to refer to them. And I could take those exotics out of my Postmaster and they will instead decrypt into gauntlets rather than boots or leg armor. So just a little tip I like to reiterate every week or every single time we do one of these videos, as people always ask about it. The Nightfall this week in GM was the Heist Battlegrounds Moon. I'll have a video coming out, I think, tomorrow or maybe Sunday about a really easy solo cheese or solo glitches for this particular Nightfall. It's a little bit of a long one. I'm not a fan of the Heist Battlegrounds or any of the Battlegrounds, really, just because there's just so many enemies. It's not really difficult in the way that I'd like it to be difficult. It's just more difficult in the way that you need to fight a lot more stuff. But this one, not too difficult if you can, know some of these tricks heading into it. You will earn yourself the Braytech Offspray rocket launcher, which can roll with some good things and does play into the Champions meta if you unlock that artifact perk for rocket launchers. I'm sure there's some better rocket launchers currently, but Braytech Offspray, not too bad. Remember, if you can get this done at the GM difficulty, you will earn yourself the Adept version. This week's exotic mission was the Vox Obscura. This week's featured raid was the Kingsfall raid. Some great stuff in Vox Obscura. If you're looking for, I believe it's the grenade launcher. Can't remember the name of it at the moment. Let me know in the comment section down below. But there's a really great grenade launcher from this particular mission that I would consider getting. There's an exotic from this particular mission, the exotic grenade launcher, but I actually think the legendary grenade launcher is equally as good. I might actually have one on my character. Just let me open up really quick. Let's see. Yes, I do. The Explosive Personality is available from Vox Obscura. King's Fall, if you're looking for any of the things from here, now's the time to farm it out. Remember, you can save a checkpoint for the final boss if you're just looking for the exotic, and you can farm it as many times as you want, as it is the featured raid this week. You don't have to only be limited by the 3 chances you would get on all 3 characters. You can just farm it as many times as you want on one character. If you're looking for a touch of malice, I believe is the exotic from this. Lots of names to remember in this game. None of them are easy. And that is going to be it for all the information in today's video. Hopefully you found something in this video helpful. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And turn on the bell to post notifications so you never miss out on any future Destiny 2 Lightfall content like this. You can also follow me on Instagram or Twitter. They'll be linked in the description box down below. Remember, any of those things also enter you into any future giveaways on this YouTube channel. And we do one every 1,000 subscribers, so you never want to miss out. And of course, when we reach 100,000 subscribers, we'll be giving away an Xbox Series X or a video card of some kind if you're a PC player. Something of equal value. Remember to check out my last video if you are looking for any solo raid loot, including in the new reprised version of Crota's End Raid. If you've watched till this point in the video, you can leave a hashtag XUR or hashtag Lightfall or hashtag Season of the Wish in the comment section down below for another entry into the next giveaway for this video. And remember, I do that on all videos. If you haven't done the secret hashtag on a previous piece of content on this channel, you can always go back, check out another video, and of course do it again. And once more, I'm Wilhelm Scream. Thanks so much for watching. Shout out to Sinister for joining me in today's video. And of course, we will see you next time.